Welcome to another episode of CheersPA BeerTalk. I'm your host, as always, Maalik Stark, and today we will be talking to Brooks Hemauer from the Hemauer Brewing Company. Another thing to add is thank you to the PLCB for making this show possible. And also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Cheers_PA. Look out for new episodes every other Thursday. And without any further ado, Brooks,
what's going on?
How are you?
Living the dream one nightmare at a time, my friend.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Like I said, we just want to, I don't think we've met before, but I know so many people that know you. So I just want to know about Hemauer.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on to begin with. Any avenue we can use to spread the word about us. We're a small fish in a very, very big pond, and we're just trying to grow as organically as we can, and trying to hit that marketing hammer as much as we can to get the word out.
I get it, man. Awesome. So when did Hemauer become a thing? Like, when did you all open?
So we officially opened our tap room May of 2020, just as the world was shutting down. Just the best time in the world to start a business, especially in the hospitality industry. I was roughly about 2-3 weeks away from calling the Liquor Control Board to get our final inspection when Governor Wolf shut down everything. So that was a big panic. A lot of bleeping of the words coming out of my mouth, just because we didn't know what was going to happen. The build-up was pretty much complete. Coolers full of beer. We're ready to go for our grand opening, and all we need is our license. And Governor Wolf shutting down everything. We can't get our field inspection in order, to get our license. So with some help from, the Brewers of Pennsylvania, the attorney they have on retainer, I was able to secure our license through email. And we opened up May 1st of 2020. And, we're off and running, coming up on our 4th anniversary already here in May in a couple months.
Awesome, man. Like, before I ask if you're going to do anything special for that 4th anniversary, were you always a brewer?
No, actually, I'm originally from Wisconsin, born and raised, so big Packers fan, Brewers, okay. Badgers, Bucks. Okay. A little difficult living out in central PA, not hearing about my teams, but anyways, I digress with that. Moved out here for an automotive career, which, was, rather lucrative for myself and my family. But just kind of got burnt out with the corporate structure of things, and not having a say in how I perform the duties that are asked of me. And I was home brewing on just as a hobby to relieve some stress from the day-to-day grind. And the perfect situation came together, and I actually pitched the idea to my wife in a cabana down in Mexico on our long overdue honeymoon, and she was all for it. I pushed her to go pro with her photography, and she said, "How can I tell you no? And be a hypocrite to me to tell you no, you can't do this." So, one thing led to another. Perfect opportunity. The rest is all history, as they say.
Awesome, man. So with opening during COVID, I mean, like I said, like we talked a little bit earlier, like I'm one of the managers at Zero Day, and it's the Third Street Tap Room opened during COVID also, but you all opened, became established at that point. Like, what kind of different things, like assuming that would have to be like pretty difficult to like see that for, I think it became very, very like overwhelming around March, and then going through that until May, until you all open. Like, talk about that, man. Like, how
good thing I'm wearing a hat because you won't see all the gray hair it caused me. But just try to stay positive in everything. We looked at the calendar, when we got our license, and we looked at, okay, when can we open on a Friday? And just so happened May 1st was a Friday, and let's go. I'm full time at this, so I don't have an income. My wife, with her photography is shut down. So we're, a family with 2 little children, a mortgage with no income. We got to go. Yeah. And, we opened up, and let me tell you what, man, it was amazing. I mean, the first day alone, I was pouring crowlers for like 6.5 hours straight. It was just one after the next. I mean, we opened opened the online sales at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and it just hit like a ton of bricks. And it was a madhouse with people coming in. with friends and family, but yet, people that knew about us through, beer events that we've done. And, I always try to stay positive. People have it much worse, worse off elsewhere. We at least have an opportunity to open, to do something, granted it's not the full, capability that we wanted, but at least it's something. We can start getting some cash flow in. And it was just my wife and I, and I'll tell you what, there were some very lonely Saturday afternoons where we're just sitting there, hitting the refresh button on the point of sale system, just waiting for that next online order to come in. But we, that's how we, started to build the business and building our clientele that, many of them throughout all the stages of COVID came in religiously and, built that relationship. And they say many times, like, look, we come out to support you because you guys are good people. You're trying to live the American dream, and we want to see you survive and get through this, which we know you will. And, we, circumvented the, all the restrictions and things like that with the food regulation and this, that, and the next thing. And just made it through, hunker down and made it through. And, unfortunately we weren't able to rely upon any PPP loans since we didn't have employees at the time. Plus we weren't open in 19. So we didn't have, to show a loss of profit. And, so, it was bootstrapping everything, just reinvest. And, finally was able to start paying myself, about 2 years ago. Not much, but something at least in order to get by and put some money away for tomorrow. And, looking to the flourish, here we're, it's an interesting time in the industry right now with, you see the closures left and right. So, we've, I've really made a point to be proactive in things, to try to hunker down, really watch our expenses so that way we can get through this time. And then once we get through it, and then take that next step to expand for the future for us.
Awesome, man. And where I know where you all are located as far as like city and like area wise. I know that's Mechanicsburg. Like where specifically as far as like address, what you're near, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, so we're located 1010 Wesley Drive. So it's a little strip mall. If you drive past it, you blink, you miss it. It's real tiny. We're right off of Route 15. So what I tell everyone, if you're heading south, like you're going towards Gettysburg on Route 15, we're the exit right before the turnpike, and vice versa. If you're heading north, or the exit right after the turnpike. So it's really convenient. We've had, great business from travelers. Let's just say people coming from Philly to Pittsburgh, and they want kind of that stop in between to kind of get out, stretch your legs and get something to eat. So they, since literally we're 2 minutes off the turnpike, they'll stop in, get the, have a beer, get something to eat, and grab a 4-pack or two to go along with them on their journey.
And do you all have a kitchen right now also? I haven't had the chance to come by there, not on purpose. No,
it's all good. That's a loaded question.
Okay.
It's, difficult, with staffing nowadays in the restaurant industry. So it would have been, we've had it for a little bit over a year. I went out and secured a food truck from a local restaurant that was closing. And awesome, we used that for a full year as our kitchen. We didn't have the space in order to expand that, or the capital in order to make, to buy all the equipment, staffing, things like that. So we made it work for a while. It's just got very, very difficult in order to secure employees to cook for us. So most of the time I was out, the time we had it up and running, half the time I was out there, and it just, I couldn't do everything and be out there as well too. I was starting to see things slip in the front of house, mainly because I wasn't out there to ensure that things were, operating properly. So I made the decision to close it down for the winter time. And so we're just doing some flatbread pizzas. So we have 5 of them that are on every week. And then we have a rotating special every week as well too. So just something light and easy, real quick to make. And just to kind of soak up that alcohol a little bit, so you can have that second beer.
You all are open Wednesday to Sunday, am I right?
Correct. Yeah, Monday, Tuesdays we're closed. Wednesday, Thursday hours are from 4 to 9. Friday and Saturday from noon to 10, and then Sunday we're open 11 to 5. want to make sure that the staff can get home to their families to enjoy a Sunday evening meal, because it's very big in my family is Sunday evening meals. So wanted to expand that on to our staff to be able to have that capability for them as well too in their family.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I haven't worked at a lot of breweries, but I know that as far as beer concerns and breweries are concerned, like that's always a big part of it. It's like the family aspect. So that's amazing, man. How did you get started with home brewing before you got into brewing and owning a brewery?
It's kind of a funny story. So when I was in the automotive industry, there's a lot of long days. I mean, you're working 12-hour days every day,
Mm-hmm.
Monday through Friday. So when it gets to about this time of the year, when it's still cold, dark, you're going to work before the sun comes up and you're coming home after the sun comes up. It's just, I always felt like all I do is eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep, work. And I never have that thing to give that stress relief because I'm so busy with work. And I brewed one time with a friend, thought, man, I mean, this is easy. I can, for the amount of ingredients, the cost of that, I can get 2 cases of beer for a little bit of work. I mean, I'm a frugal guy. I mean, that's a win-win for me. And did a couple kits, worked out pretty well, I thought. I mean, I don't have any of the beer. I can only imagine what it tastes like now, or what it tasted like when it was still good. And then decided to start writing my own recipes, started doing some research and then just kept growing. And then decided to go, all grain because that's what, the progression to, to go all grain. That's what the professionals do. And went to some homebrew competitions and some pouring events and won a couple of awards with that, as well as, those beer fests. There was a resounding question all the time. Where can I buy this? Can I buy this from you? This is really good. Where can I get this? So that really kind of jogged, jump started things of, my research and what it takes in order to start a brewery, run a business. Cause I always wanted to own my own business. It's just, I never found exactly what I, fit in as and what I was capable of doing. And once again, talking to the right people, the proper opportunity came together and, had to do it. Otherwise it'd never be done. So we pulled the trigger on it and the rest is history.
Awesome. So the beer that you were making at home, is any of that like necessarily like on the menu now? Is that like the flagship of Hemauer right now? Or what is? Like I said, I haven't had a chance to come out there yet. So I know every beer.
I would like to say yes. There's something. I think probably our oatmeal stout. I know like the beer that really set us apart that everyone loved was I had a dill pale ale where I used dill, the herb, and so you didn't get the brininess like a pickle juice, but it just had that nice herbal and actually to me my palate gave me a lot of mint. I don't know if the dill and mint are very similar. But I've only made that a couple times, really haven't made it often. It does go over well. It's just, I've just been trying to keep up with the demand of our flagships all the time. So I don't get to play a lot, unfortunately. But yesterday was able to play a little bit and do a beer I haven't done in a while that people have been asking for. So kind of a long answer to your question.
No,
but, that's not really, but I still have all the recipes and I could convert them if I wanted to. I just need to find the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, just multiply it, obviously. I'm sure you have a bigger system than the homebrew system that you were working with in the beginning.
Bit.
So you had me at oatmeal stout. I'm a big stout, porter, and brown ale person. So
yeah, man. Our oatmeal stout, it's called Oats and Hose, the homage to Step Brothers, one of my wife and I's favorite movies. And it's one of our most popular beers. It's in our top 5. I mean, it's just an easy drinking. It's like 5.4%. Real easy drinking. You can drink it when it's 100 degrees outside. It's still refreshing. And it just we run out of it very often. So once again, it's hard to keep it in stock as well as we have it in cans to go for it as well too.
Okay. So are you all only doing cans or to-go beer in your tap room, or is there any specific location? Because I've honestly been looking for it. I live over on the East Shore over in Harrisburg and haven't been able to find it. So Where can
Well,
I
yeah,
find
that's
that?
it's been difficult just with all the hats that I do wear to get on the wholesale end of the business to try to push to build those relationships. It's been very very difficult for me to do. Um, I was just trying to focus on where we're most profitable, and that's through the tap room, to sell it
Mhm.
ourselves. But we actually did recently secure an account with Hidden Stills in Hershey.
Okay,
We
awesome.
have our Lucky Lobster, which is our New England IPA, which is our best seller. We have it over there. We just it should be on right now. Currently, I do believe at the time we're recording this. Um, but we do have cans to go. I purchased a canning line in 21, I believe. Right through COVID when cans were the hottest thing that people wanted to just pick up and take along with them. So I think we have over 40,000 cans through that canning line. It's only a
Oh,
single
awesome.
head. So yeah, I'm doing it all myself. With no other help. So I mean that's a lot of cans here in a short period of time for it. So we try to keep a wide variety on. We're a little bit light right now. I'm waiting for our order of cans to come in, which hopefully will
Okay.
be here in the next week or two. Knock on wood. So that way we can get things transferred into cans to get the our to go sales going again for it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that your labeler works on the cans. I know that's a huge thing with breweries having to like hand label if it goes down because the mechanical parts
Oh yeah,
completely like that.
that's always my choking point is if the labeler stops rotating or gets a little bit too much moisture on it, it can't feed the labels onto the cans, and that's always my choke point. It's never the canning process or actually filling the cans. It's always
Yeah,
just labeling it for. But you work through it and move on to the next day and try to figure it out the best you can.
sweet, man. What are you excited about as far as like, hey, Mara, is that expanding, new beers that are coming out? I know you had talked about like distributing. So, like, what's on the horizon for you all?
Right now it's just especially with the current status of the industry right now, it's kind of just a
Hmm.
hunker down and trying to get through this mess. I was going through the process here late last year of possibly securing a new location for us.
Okay.
uh, to have a full kitchen, to have everything that I want, kind of that dream brewery. But unfortunately, just didn't work out. Had to walk away from the table. It wasn't a good deal for us. So really, we're just kind of hunkering down. Just trying to to refine our processes to to be able to provide a warm and welcoming environment for everyone. For them to enjoy the products which we produce and the service which we provide for them. We got a couple new things coming out. We got our Mexican lager coming out right around the corner. St. Patty's Day is right around the corner, so
Yeah.
I'm already starting to prepare for that on the beer end as well as the food end of what we're going to offer for that. And it's going to be summertime before we know it. So back to the light crisp. Beers. I'm a big, huge lager and pilsner fan myself, so I haven't done
Okay.
an IPL yet, which I'm trying, to work through the process with that to make one here soon. And then also just planning for our anniversary party, which is coming up the last Saturday in April, which I believe is the 27th.
Okay.
So trying to secure entertainment for that as well as a food truck for food needs for our patrons. So it's been a busy springtime or late winter to early spring, but looking into forward to some warmer weather.
Yeah.
I always love summertime, longer days, more sunshine, more vitamin D makes everyone
Yeah.
happier for it. But just everyone keeps asking when you're going to expand, when you're going to expand. I said we're going to expand when the time's right, and as well as when it's a right situation for us.
Yeah, and that's the best answer in my opinion. I mean, I don't own a brewery, but like,
Yeah,
you don't want to
and
grow
it's
bigger than you can.
just looking at the grand, taking 10 steps back, looking over the grand, the big view of all the breweries in the area, and it just seems like all the breweries that are closing, they have multiple locations. It just
Yeah.
seems like that's that one common thread, and it's just want to really want to make sure when we make the decision to move forward with that it's the right, it's I want to set us up for success, not set us up for
Yeah.
failure. I always have one goal in mind, and that's the one rule. And it has. I got to be able to sleep at night. I don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
up on a Tuesday morning at 3 a.m. saying we need to sell X amount of dollars of beer in order to make payroll. I've
Yeah.
never had to do that yet, and I never want to do that. Because that stress will kill you. And
Yeah.
if that means we got to be small for a longer period of time, there's nothing wrong with being small and profitable. Nothing at
Yeah.
all. I'll take that any day of the week
Yeah.
versus being big and margin, small margins and a ton of debt. I'll take small and profitable any day of the week with no debt.
And you said you've been hoping to make an IPL. I'm assuming that means India Pale Lager.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So, like, what is that? Like, I obviously, like, I have a little bit more experience with beer than a lot of people. So, like, what does that entail? How is that different from a regular lager, right? India Pale Ale.
Yeah, so an India Pale Ale, obviously, you focus on that last word. It's an ale, so obviously
Mm-hmm.
it uses ale yeast, where an IPL would be a lager, so you use lager yeast. So it ferments at a different temperature, gives different characteristics from the yeast. So it's going to be a lot crisper and cleaner compared to an IPA. But you can still get all the characteristics of the standard IPA with it as well too. So I'm
Okay.
really, really intrigued in order to start playing with it to make one out to kind of see how things go and tweak a little bit to maybe it's our next flagship that everyone's really going to really enjoy. So just need to find the perfect time in order to kind of get it into the production schedule, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
based upon our production needs, and then hopefully to have one out here this summer is definitely a goal that I want to be able to achieve with that.
And you said that lagers are some of your favorite beers right now. I would
Absolutely.
honestly, I would not assume that from a fellow Wisconsin
Yeah.
person at
Well,
all.
I mean, you talk to any brewer, and we just want to drink pilsners and lagers. They're
Yeah.
clean, crisp, refreshing. We don't want to have to overanalyze of like, well, do I get
Yeah.
mango with this or is it more papaya? Look, I mean, after a long, hard day, especially in the summertime when you've just been busting your ass, you're sweating your ass off. I just want something I can crush 2, 3 of them and then still be able to survive the next day in order to get right
Fair
back to
enough.
work. Just enjoy the beer as well as enjoy the craft of it as well too. It is the hardest beer. Those are the hardest styles to make, and I always judge my judgment on breweries based upon how their pilsners and lagers are.
Okay.
If they got good pilsners and lagers, the brewer knows what they're doing. They can make
Okay.
stouts, they can make sours, they can make all that. I mean, if you can make a good lager or pilsner, they're talented. They know what they're doing.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, before I started working in, at least craft beer industry, like I was like, I need to try every stout, every porter that you have, just because that was my favorite, and not knowing, how much work goes into a pilsner or a lager in that sense. So,
Yeah, but you know what though? That's what makes craft beer so great and wonderful is that people have so many different likings. So many different what their favorite is or what their go to is. So if
mhm.
you like a pilsner or you like a lager, great. If you want a stout, even better. If you want a sour, great. I mean, drink what you like. I mean, a lot of the times, we as a society get locked into the we need to do this just because everyone else does. Who
Mhm.
cares? Drink what you like. Life's too short
Yeah.
in order to worry about people who really don't care about you and think about you. So the hell with them. Drink what you like.
Yeah, awesome. Whenever people come into Hemauer, like your tap room in Mechanicsburg, what can they expect? Like as far as environment, just the overall like message that you want to bring to like the community. Like, what's that?
Yeah, it's a real chill place, man.
Okay.
I always tell everyone, I'm like, when you open up the door, leave the world there. Come in, enjoy your time you have with us, relax. Let us take care of you.
Mhm.
We're here to serve you.
Mhm.
That's what I love to do. I love taking care of people. I'm more focused on your experience than anything else. I want you to enjoy the time you have here. Enjoy the ones you're with. As well as we try to do as best we can to maximize that experience. Every Thursday we have trivia night, so very, very
Okay.
popular. Every Friday, typically we have live music as well too. So we're really big on supporting local musicians. They're they're a huge plus for us as well too. We like to sprinkle in on Saturdays something different. I mean, we had our first comedy night here a couple of weeks ago, which went over great. We're planning another one. Not something you would think of in a brewery, a tap room to have comedy, but it went over very, very well. Everyone enjoyed themselves. We need to tweak a little bit, being as our first time doing it, not knowing what to do, kind of shooting from the hip, so to speak. But just wanted to once again get back to that mission statement we have is just trying to provide a warm and welcoming environment for everyone. I don't care who you are, what where you come from, but as long as you can relax, be who you are, and enjoy your surroundings and the product which we provide for you, I'm all for it. We'll welcome you with open arms. Come join us.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Like, I've said it a bunch of times, like maybe not on this podcast, but just in general and every day. It's like, I think that comedy people and beer people are so intertwined, or just art in general.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like to laugh? Who doesn't like to have a good time? As long as it's not by the expense, of someone else's expense, sure, we can, kind of pick a little bit, razz a little bit, but as long as there's no malice behind it, everyone's having a good time, I'm all for it. I'll be the first one. Sure. Pick on me, pick on me for something stupid. I got broad shoulders. I can take it. So, if this enhances someone's experience and their enjoyability, which we provide for them, I'm all for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great, dude. As far as whenever the transition from homebrewing into brewing at like a larger scale, what kind of difficulties was that? Because I've homebrewed before, or at least like hung out with people that knew all the science and knew all the work that went into it, and then come into a brewery like zero day itself, like it's almost like a different language and a different, like all of it's so different that I don't even know where to hop in and help,
Yeah. I mean, there are some things that are dramatically different. Absolutely. And number one is just scale. You're doing 5 gallon versus 5 barrels, 10 barrels, what have you. So yes, there's just the amount of scale. But a lot of it is very similar though. You got to do the same procedures, with your sanitation, with your measurements and your calculate, things like that. I've often said that, the first the first professional brewing system I brewed on was my own. I never was fortunate enough in order to be blessed with the invitation to help brew on a professional scale. But that's how I learned the best. We all learn so differently. Some are better in the classroom. Me, I'm hands-on. I need to be actually doing the physical work because that's how I learned best. And trust me, there was a couple batches that, I had to dump. I mean, full disclosure, it didn't pass the mustard, and I didn't want to, pass it along and stand behind this product as this is the best that I can do. So yes, it was dumped, and chalk it up to a learning experience. Learning experiences are, learning is expensive, whether you learn it in the classroom or you learn it in the school of hard knocks.
That's true.
But just once again, figuring out your SOPs and just sticking with them, and just try to get that repeatability is the biggest concern that I had, and just the fun of it. I mean, I get to do something that I always wanted to do, and I've often even we've been open for 4 years. It's been just about 6 years of the process of starting with the licensing and things like that. That I try often just to take 5 minutes and just look around and say, I did this. I created this from nothing, and to try to keep humble and to show myself, yes, you've done this and you can do anything you can do, because it's very easy to get wrapped up in the day-to-day operations of getting beat down by this or get beat down by that, because you gotta stay within your means, so to speak, of being very humble of what you've done, as well as take pride in what you've done as well too. That you're also being a productive member of society and a big proponent of supporting your local community as well too.
Awesome, man. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for doing this. Is there anything that you want to say? Anything that you want to like
I mean, the
plug right now?
biggest thing is, to everyone that's watching is, appreciate an opportunity, to stop on by. Once again, we're just a, mom and pop operation. My wife and I, we got 2 employees that, we're just trying to make it through, a very, very tough time in the industry right now, which we will. I mean, I have no ill, feelings that we won't. But just give us a chance. You'll see me, smiling away, welcoming you in, and willing to talk shop if you want to talk shop. If you want to talk about sports, I'm right there with you. I love sports, and we're just trying to grow this thing organically, and we'll be around next 5-10 years, and maybe we'll be the big guy. We'll see what happens. But I want to thank everyone, for our Mug Club members, for our regulars that come in, all the time. They're the reason why I'm here. I can make all the beer in the world if they're not, there to consume it and purchase it. I not being able to support my family, and that's the main goal with this business is to support my family as well as to support the local community as well too, that has support us. My wife and I through a very trying time last year when we lost our house in a fire. So we want to thank the local community with that as well too. It's just unbelievable the support from the local community as well as the local brewing community. I'll say it to the day I die. The beer community is one of the most amazing communities in the world. I got so many text, phone calls when that happened, and how can we help? How can we help? And they all helped, every way they can. So, once again, thank you to them. Thank you to you all. Thank you to CheersPA for learning about us a little bit and be able to spread our word to the craft beering community, and hope to see everyone real soon in the tap room.
That's true, man. And thanks for all the listeners and viewers of this episode. You can find new episodes every other Thursday, and be sure to follow us on Cheers_PA on Instagram and Facebook. And thanks again, Brooke.
Maalik, thank you. Well, we'll see you soon, buddy.
Yeah, I'll be back soon.
All right. Cheers, bud.
Cheers.